Yo, yo, yo. What is happening, everybody? We had some technical difficulties today, but that's okay. Our technical
Yo,
difficulties have been fixed. And just so you can see that it's okay, shit goes wrong and it's all right. You can start again. So, everybody, sorry for the delay. It's 11 minutes past 12, and we are gonna get rocking and reveal to you all of the secrets to realizing how to become the brand, how to create a unique offering, how to stand out in the marketplace. So if you're joining us, wherever you're joining us from, come on back onto the Zoom, or if you're watching us live on Instagram or on Facebook, let us know where you're watching from. And today is gonna be lit. Okay, and before we get started, I just want to say that we are all magnetic beings and we're magnetized to each other for a reason, right? And nothing happens by accident. And the most important thing we can do is to figure out how to light a fire, right? When we light a fire, and if you guys are on Instagram, you want to jump into the Zoom, go to storytomillions.com/masterclass. You guys can jump into the room and feel and experience the fire. So today I'm going to take you through this process that is going to blow your mind, because some of my mentors have been Russell Brunson, Myron Golden, the guy that created Alibaba, the channeling queen. Like, we have had so many beautiful things come together to create this presentation today. So whenever you're coming in, let us know where you're coming from. Welcome. Sorry for the delay. Hi, Joanne. And let's get this party started, yeah? Let's do it. So, most of you are coming in because you are interested in understanding how to become the frequency alignment of abundance, the frequency alignment of $1 million, right? The frequency alignment of the person that becomes the thing before you can have the thing on the outside. Some of you want to become a bestseller. Some of you have done it with me, right? Some of you want to build a brand, and some of you want to watch your business explode. And the most important thing I have discovered is that you need your own badass blueprint. You need your own badass blueprint. Why? Because it's going to make you stand out. So let today, right, be a moment as a mirror to your mission. Let me be that mirror. Let me be that fire. So you've been circling around for years and you felt the pull, the whisper, the fire that's inside of your soul, right? And today I want your full self to walk into the room, right? This isn't about just writing a book, it's about becoming the person you were always meant to be. You know, this is about God, this is about truth, this is about purpose, this is about wealth, this is about fulfillment. Are you ready? Are you ready to lead a life that feels like divine alignment? Yes? Like, who's feeling it right now? Like, are you ready to lead that life? This is all about creating opportunities for people to transform their lives, getting on stages, playing bigger, stepping into your fullness, stepping into leadership. So, what if you had a blueprint that helped you shift into your highest identity? Right? What if you had a blueprint that helped you shift into your highest timeline? What if you had a blueprint that turned you into a bestseller and then turned you into a magnetic brand because there was no longer competition, because you were playing in the lane of one? What if your blueprint turned you into a bestseller and then it turned into a movie? What if with your blueprint, you knew exactly how to share your story and create a system, right? So you can get paid for the rest of your life. So what if you actually published that book and people were highlighting it and crying and transforming their lives? What if your blueprint could easily get you on stages and you could sell your offer in an orgasmic way that feels good? What if it's not about a book or the money, but it's about saying yes to your power? Right? What if you instantly, in the first 30 seconds, had credibility? Right? What if you could achieve results faster? What if you had multiple streams of income and could 10x charged prices to get on stages in the first 90 days because you had a unique blueprint that turned into a high ticket offer, that turned into a bestseller, right? What if you could position yourself and as the only one and you had no competition, right? What if people were chasing you because you position yourself as the star of the show for your people, right? What if your offer was so irresistible that you had to turn people away? Right? What if your frequency, your book did the selling for you? What if you knew you were 100% living in alignment with your purpose, right? And actually allowing for money to fall from the sky? What's up? What if every day was so orgasmic and you couldn't believe that you were getting paid to play? What's up? Who wants to get paid to play? This is what it's about. What if you finally become a finisher? And you finish what you start, right? What if your business actually runs itself when you implement the systems so you can have the freedom and fun with your family? What's up? How does that all sound? Yeah? So what do all these people have in common? Russell Brunson, his Expert Secrets book and offering, positioning, storytelling, movement building, right? This is Alex Hormozi, $100 million offer, value equation, and offer creation. This is Robert Cialdini with his book called Influence, 6 Principles of Persuasion. This is the 4 Agreements by Don Miguel, the Toltec Wisdom in 4 Powerful Principles, the 5-Second Rule by Mel Gibson, Countdown plus Action Formula, right? The Untethered Soul by Michael A. Singer, Awareness-Based Spiritual Framework, right? Becoming Supernatural by Joe Dispenza, Quantum Mind, Body, Heart Coherence Method, right? High Habits Performance by Brenda Burchard, and he's got a book called, right, High Performance Habits, The 6 Habits of High Performance. You Are a Badass by Jen Cincinero, right? A powerful spiritual path through. What do all these people have in common? Some of you are looking at a presentation right now and you're like, all these people have their own book. Yes, but they have something that is even more powerful that led to the book. What is that thing? It's a unique, badass blueprint that goes into each one of these books. It's a framework. They are communicating with clarity. It's a customized system because that's what people buy. Are you guys catching this? So myself, I've created multiple books. My mom in 2014, was diagnosed with cancer and shortly after passed away. And on her deathbed, she confessed some things to me that have changed my life. Like, her brothers abused her when she was little. And then after she passed, my dad said, my mom wanted to be a nun. You guys, my mom had a calling in her soul that told her, go this way. God was communicating, God was speaking. And she was afraid to answer the call. Like, I'm getting goosebumps right now. Like, she was afraid to answer the call. Why? Because of the family. Right? She was afraid to answer the calling of her heart because she was afraid that the family wasn't going to do well. Even though God was telling her, go this way. This is where you will find. Say yes to your freedom. This is where you'll find it. Right? So, what's calling your name today, and how can we together shift it and actually help you say yes, right? Say yes to that dream. Say yes to that vision. Are you guys feeling this? Tuning in from wherever you're at? Thank you guys on Instagram. Thank you people on YouTube. Like, this is for you, right? So my mom died with her story inside of her. But that's not the biggest tragedy. The biggest tragedy is not dying with your story inside of you. There's something that is even bigger than dying with your story inside of you. And you're like, Dasha, what could possibly be bigger than dying with your story inside you? It's never saying yes to the call. Hello, God, right? because you don't know what's possible when you say yes to the call, to your biggest dream, to the frequency shift, to dreaming and actually allowing yourself to become the vibrational match to your dreams. Right? When you overcome some things in your life, it's your responsibility to communicate clearly and sell the solution. Yeah? So this is your divine assignment. This is what we came here for. Right? So with your identity shift, when you're creating a blueprint, you're shifting in identity. Okay? Your book becomes not an option. It becomes a soul blueprint. And I wrote my first book for 7 years, you guys. It took me 7 years to write The Girl with the Buddha Tattoo. 15-hour days. And what kept me writing was the fact that there was someone like my old self that was still living in the dark. And that person that was living in the dark, I was the only one that could help them. And that's what got me into the flow of writing. And God took over, and I had to keep going and going. And I thought it was going to be 6 months, and turned out to be 7 years later, 15-hour days, 13 official editions, but really thousands. Guess who really transformed in the process of saying yes? Me, right?
I asked 100-year-olds what their biggest life regret was, and I couldn't believe it. This is day 10 of building the world's first AI goal journal. I spent the day with people who've lived over a century, and one question haunted me. What's your biggest life regret? Every single one said the same thing. I wish I had taken more risks and lived with more courage. That hit me like a truck, because I realized I've been playing it safe my entire life. Even after surviving brain cancer, I was still afraid to bet on myself. But these people who have seen everything, wars, depressions, and technology revolutions, they all wished they had risked more. So I made a decision that...
So today, are you risking more? Right? Is today the day to finally make a decision to risk it all and play full out? Like, is this the moment? Because nothing happens by accident, right? Everybody gets magnetized to events, to people, to opportunities for much bigger reason than we know. So let someone else's story, someone who is over 100 years old, listen to them when they say, I wish I would have taken more risks. Let go of the fear and need inside of your body for validation, right? And if you're watching on Instagram, you can join us live on storytomillions.com. What's up? storymillions.com/masterclass. So imagine, right? People flowing all around the world, not because you're grinding, but because you're aligning, because you're aligned, right? So I used to run my business, hustle, and then I learned how to live on the beach, and I lived there for 3 years, and now again in California by the beach, not because I hacked the algorithm, but because I unlocked my energetic authority, my blueprint, the frequency, the vibration that's around my body to attract the things that I desire. So when you become the signal, right, the frequency shift, the world responds. And when you become the signal, the world wants it because you create the fire. So this is about activating the signal, right? Your story, it becomes your brand once you have this badass blueprint and you're communicating it with ease. This is how your impact unfolds, okay? And it's not about selling. This is about standing in the frequency that people want to invest in, right? So now, a lot of people don't see their blueprint as the most important part of the business, and they try to copy other people. A lot of people think the first book is the only book, so they try to put it all in one. A lot of people ignore book marketing or marketing of their own offers because maybe they have been burnt from marketing things in previous life. Like I used to be in high tech where I was marketing things that I didn't love, okay? So many people don't understand the identity shift that is required to create a movement and really step into leadership as the creator, right? Many people don't have a clear orgasmic ascension plan, right? Many people are waiting for the right time. They're overthinking perfection syndrome, right? Many people are inconsistent with their embodiment practices, or they do too much embodiment and not enough strategy, not enough masculine flow, right? Many people not positioning themselves as the leader for their audience, right? So these are the mistakes that the badass blueprint will help you solve. And this is what most people do, because they self-sabotage their own legacy without even knowing it, because they don't have a guide, right? They don't have a clear vision to the destination. They don't understand the person they're speaking to. They don't know what book to write, what book the book wants to have, what life it wants to have. They don't have the frequency alignment with the strategy, or they try to do everything themselves, or they try to do a personal story first, right? This is about creating a business, a book, but really understanding your why and self-realizing in the process, right? It's about understanding who the dream client is, who the mermaids, who the weirdos that you want to attract to yourself. So when you're sitting around the dinner table, when you are sitting around the dinner table, you are having a conversation with people that feel like they light your soul on fire, right? Like having a conversation with yourself. So, and some people obviously hold on to things that they've done in the past, like a book or a business or an offer that underperforms, because they are so invested with money and their offers and time that they've invested, that they're too afraid to let that go. So the reality is, if you don't have a book, if you don't have a system, if you don't have a brand that reflects your soul, if you don't have a badass blueprint that makes you unique, you're just winging it. You're just winging it. And that's not sustainable, and it's not profitable. So, CEO of Alibaba.
I didn't have a rich father. I tried 3 times for university. All failed. I applied for Harvard for 10 times. All failed. They don't even want to see me. For the last time, I went to the teacher's college, which was considered the 3rd or 4th class of my city. So I applied jobs for 30 times, got rejected. It was so difficult at that time. I was so frustrated because I taught in the university. My pay was $10 a month because I could not find a good job. In 1994, discussed that I'm going to do something called internet. And 23 of them against it. They said, this is a stupid idea. We have never heard about internet. And you know nothing about computer. And I never thought I was smart. Nobody believed that I could be successful. Because everybody say, well, this guy think differently, think crazily, they think about something that never work. I tried to borrow $3,000 from the banks. Took me 3 months, but I still cannot get it. We talked to over 30, 40 venture capitalists. Everybody said, no, forget it. A lot of people said Alibaba is a terrible model. As I said, I believe it. I think this thing could be big if we keep on working. I never thought it would be that big like today. I believe that something is waiting for me there. And I have to work hard to prove myself. That was the tough spirit. So we gathered $50,000 from 18 founders. We started. For the first 3 years, we did not have even $1 revenue from our business. It was not easy.
You don't make any money. You've got extraordinary claims, and yet you make nothing. That's internet. Yes, but what's the point? Are you a millionaire? Now? No. Do you want to be? Oh, well, I hope.
But why it keeps going ahead, going forward? Because I received lots of email of thanks from the customer. They say, this is such a great thing. We cannot pay you, but this thing helped us. If you keep on helping us, one day you will be successful. And I believe this. Little by little, we build up our business. Little by little, we build up our ecosystem of the infrastructure. And now after 16 years, we have an Alibaba group, we have a Tmall group, we have a Taobao group, we have an Alipay. And people said, you are so smart. How could you make a company like that? Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, the Jack Welch, Larry Page, Mark Zuckerberg. The difference between those people and other people, they are always optimistic for the future. They never complain. They always try to solve the problems of the others. When you're optimistic, it's always opportunity. People, same here today. Jack, where's the opportunity? I don't have a job. I don't have this. I don't have that. The best assets you have is that you are young. Don't complain. Let the other people complain. The opportunity always lies where people complain. Think about how you can make things different. And then when you think about this, start to do it. I saw a lot of people, young people, have fantastic ideas every evening. But in the morning, they go to the office same again. If you really want to be entrepreneur, you have to do the things before the other people do. You have to wake up before the other people wake up. You have to be more brave than the others. When I was young, I went to Hangzhou, Western Lake. There's a hotel. Many foreign visitors visit there. And I went there every morning, 5 o'clock, to practice my English. The foreign visitors come, I practice my English. I don't know why at that time, but I found everything the foreign visitors told me are so different from the things my parents told me, my teacher told me, and the newspaper I read. So since then, I think everything use my own brain. Use your own brain to think. To everybody, to any person, tomorrow is new. Make the move, make the action. Whether investors believe it this or not, whether your friends believe it or not, whether your parents believe it or not, that's not important. You believe it, your team believe it, and work day and night on this. Make enough mistakes. You fall, you stand up. If you really want to work for yourself, think about the others, because only when the other people are successful, when the other people are happy, you will be successful, you will be happy. Don't worry about the money. Money follow the people. People should follow the dreams. If you have a dream, just to go ahead.
Woo! Oh my God, was that awesome or what? Oh my God, yes, 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 yes. So, it's about thinking differently, right? It's about understanding that you have access to people like myself that can show you that if you've tried everything before and it hasn't worked out, then we gotta go deeper, right? And I'm talking like self-realization way. Like you got to understand, because everything that everybody does is they help you remember who you are. Okay? All people are selling is the courage and wisdom when you're in the coaching business, right? When you're in music, is the courage to keep going toward your dreams, to keep playing a bigger game, to be who you are. So this is what I'm here to do. I'm here to show you in a fast way how to create that dream and crush all the limiting beliefs. What's up? Right? So people spend more of what they value less, right? What's more important to you in life? To spend your precious time trying to figure out the system of how to share your story, right? By creating a blueprint, how to get paid, how to make the technology work for you so that way your books are delivered to people automatically. That way your courses are delivered to people automatically. Do you want to spend more time trying to figure this out yourself at the expense of not spending time with your family or not exploring your creativity, right? Or do you want to invest to make things happen faster, to self-realize faster, to quantum leap? And most programs, they go a year into the program and you forget why you started in the first place. You're confused. You spend months waiting to figure out the result. With me and my team, we go fast. So in the first 90 days, you guys, we have a blueprint that's customized to you, done. That blueprint turns into a bestseller, done. Your high ticket ascension plan, done. You know what your brand is. And for the next 365 days, you have the embodiment practices to keep working through. So this is about creating the dream, having the vision, becoming that identity, right? Then building it, bestseller, brand, business, then automating it, scaling it. This is about freedom, right? This is about shifting the frequency into becoming the $1 million frequency now, right? So vision, dream it, become it, build it, and then scale it. right? The cost of not having all these pieces of the puzzle together to quantum leap as an entrepreneur, right, is writing the wrong book the first time around without a blueprint, without the blueprint that helps you understand the perfect person you're talking to, right? And what life the book wants to have. What is the cost of that? Like I told you guys, I let go of a high-tech career that I was making close to 150K. Took me 7 years. The first year, 15-hour days, you do the math, that's over $1 million to figure out how not to write the wrong book when you're actually writing a book, and how to create the correct book with the right strategy and do it faster to not only help self-realize, but enroll the perfect clients into the dream, right? Some people, the cost of not taking action is chasing strategy, too much strategy, instead of embodying your soul's truth, your real calling. Okay, what is that worth? Health breakdowns from emotional burnout because you're operating too much in your masculine, right? Or you're maybe in too much feminine flow and you don't have the masculine structures. What's up? Some people, that's you. Maybe you are not sure exactly what being in your zone of genius is and how to communicate it, right, into 10K offers plus. Maybe you're burnt out, you're overgiving, you're undercharging, or you're trying to figure it out alone without the systems, right? Maybe you still have the scarcity mindset and you are inconsistent in your income because there is no positioning that makes you unique. Maybe you have unaligned relationships when it comes to your business, when it comes to romantic, that drain your energy. So the cost of not having the system is over $1 million, as you can see.
Give me a stack slide of everything that's inside of the offer, right? So the first component of the offer usually for me is like, first thing they're getting is the framework, okay? The framework could be a course, it could be a seminar, it could be whatever. Like, first thing is you're gonna get a 6-week course teaching you how to get this result, and that's the first part of the offer, right? If you look at most of my offers, that's what it is. Usually the first part of the offer is some version of me teaching the framework. Okay, right now, when you just bought the selling online offer, the first component of the offer was a 3-day event with me teaching you how to sell online. Like, that's the first component of the offer, is almost always tied back to the teaching of the framework. Okay, right. Now when I'm creating the offer, I start looking at...
So this is the blueprint, right? He's talking about the most important thing you can do is have the blueprint, is have the framework, right?
Each solution creates a new problem. Can you pull a slide up real quick?
Each solution that you have creates a new problem for the customers.
Can we pull a slide up real quick? There you go. So each solution creates a new problem, okay? So think about this. Like when I did the funnel hacks presentation, and the thing I sold people was ClickFunnels. They got access to ClickFunnels, the software, right? So that just solved the problem. You don't have the ability to create funnels. Now you have the ability to create and they have the ability to create funnels, right? So you have the ability to create funnels, and that just solved the problem. But by giving that problem, it always creates a new problem. So each solution you give somebody creates a new problem. So now you have the software, but you don't know how to use it. Cool. Now I'm going to give you the training course on how to use the software. Like, oh, cool. So I have the software, and I got the training course. Now what problem? So I just solved that solution. What's the next problem? Next problem is like, cool. Now I have the funnel software, and now I know how to actually build funnels, right? But I don't know how to write the copy. Oh, cool. Well, copy's the next step. Right, I'm going to give you software that helps you to actually write the copy for the page, right? Okay, cool. Now I got a funnel. I got a trainer to build a funnel. Now I got the software. Now, next thing, I don't know how to get traffic. Oh, cool. I'm going to give you traffic. So every single time you look at this result, the offer you up here, every single step in the map is the next piece of the offer, right? So it's like, hey, first thing you're going to need is you got to have ClickFunnels software. Next thing you need to learn how to use the software. Next thing you need copywriting to fill the funnels. Next thing you need is traffic to come in. And so my offer stack starts becoming all of the things that they need to be able to get the result, right? By the time they are done and they see the offer, it should feel like a complete, like they have everything you need to get the result. You're not missing anything. You've got the map. You've got the walking shoes, the harness, like all the other pieces you need to get the result, right? All the steps along the way is what you put inside your offer to create a level 10 offer. So they see that, they're like, I have everything I need to be successful. Like that's the aha I want them to have at the end. It's like, this is everything I need. If I have all this stuff, there's no way I couldn't fail, right? So understand that
So you guys, the thing about this is that sometimes people say like, well, you have too much, or you're putting too much into your presentation. And in that case, what I learned is that you're actually over teaching, but you should put too much. You should put your entire framework into the presentation, into what you are communicating to the person, because what Russell was saying is that There are stepping stones to this game, and you want to make sure when you're selling a level 10 offer is that you are demonstrating and showing to the person every single step in your stack of what you are offering, because every solution that you come up with to a problem creates a new problem, right? And when you stack it up, when you show somebody and you clearly demonstrate exactly how each step of the process that you are delivering is the solution to their problem, and the problems they don't even see as problems, like what I was talking about when you're wanting to become a bestseller, like that's a great shiny object, but you're not understanding like what that truly means and how to create that in such a way that you can become the best seller of your truth, and you have multiple streams of income, right? Having the vision, having the automations. So let's keep going. Is this good? Yeah? Woo! All right, can you see my screen? Okay, cool. Cool. All right. Cool. So now this is what I have created as the stack, okay? It's not going in the right order, but that's okay. Step 3 was creating your bestseller, right? This is the shiny object. This is creating the high ticket offer. Is having the presentation. That's step 3. But before step 3, you actually need to embody. Like, what do you stand for? Is it in your body what you're about to sell, what you're about to communicate? Do you have a blueprint? Do you understand your blueprint? Like, human design and Jinkies are tools to help you remember who you authentically are. Do you understand your purpose, what you're here to do, what the energy that you are here to deliver, right? Are you embodied in it? And then step 1 before that is your dream big enough? Do you have $1 million identity shift blueprint that you are stepping into right now and becoming, right? Do you have a future $1 million movement vision, right? With the leadership, you being the leader of the movement that you came here for, right? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you scale it. Then you understand that sales is sacred, service is sex, and you put systems in place for anti-hustle and automations. But a lot of people start at step 3 and 4 without realizing that we actually have to go through 2 and 1 first. You guys, we gotta become the dream, the movement, the leader, right? We gotta shift our identity. We gotta step into the perfect avatar. Who is it? Why we want to work with them? How juicy will it feel? Because then God's gonna start telling us where we need to be to make it happen, right? Then we need to embody it day in and day out.
We talk a lot about leadership and how to make a movement. So let's watch a movement happen, start to finish, in under 3 minutes and dissect some lessons from it. First, of course, you know, a leader needs the guts to stand out and be ridiculed. But what he's doing is so easy to follow. So here's his first follower with a crucial role. He's going to show everyone else how to follow. Now notice that the leader embraces him as an equal. So now it's not about the leader anymore. It's about them, plural. Now there he is calling to his friends. Now if you notice that the first follower is actually an underestimated form of leadership in itself. It takes guts to stand out like that. The first follower is what transforms a lone nut into a leader. And here comes a second follower. Now it's not a lone nut, it's not 2 nuts, 3 is a crowd, and the crowd is news. So a movement must be public. It's important to show not just the leader, but the followers, because you find that new followers emulate the followers, not the leader. Now here come 2 more people, and immediately after, 3 more people. Now we've got momentum. This is the tipping point. Now we've got a movement. So, notice that as more people join in, it's less risky. So those that were sitting on the fence before now have no reason not to. They won't stand out, they won't be ridiculed, but they will be part of the in crowd if they hurry. So, over the next minute, you'll see all of the those that prefer to stick with the crowd, because eventually they would be ridiculed for not joining in. And that's how you make a movement. But let's recap some lessons from this. So first, if you are the type, like the shirtless dancing guy, that is standing alone, remember the importance of nurturing your first few followers as equals. So it's clearly about the movement, not you. Okay, but we might have missed the real lesson here. The biggest lesson, if you noticed, did you catch it? Is that leadership is over-glorified. that yes, it was the shirtless guy was first, and he'll get all the credit, but it was really the first follower that transformed the lone nut into a leader. So as we're told that we should all be leaders, that would be really ineffective. If you really care about starting a movement, have the courage to follow and show others how to follow. And when you find a lone nut doing something great, have the guts to be the first one to stand up and join in.
Woo! What's up? How good is that? So, are you creating a movement or are you playing small? What's up? And what is it that you stand for, right? Leadership. So if you want to join us, if you are on Instagram, you're welcome to join us live. We're having a real fun time over here. If you go to storytomillions.com/masterclass. What's up? Cool. So what if, can you guys see my screen? Oops. Right. Well, so when we talk about the step one, we're talking about dreaming it. It's about creating the movement. It's about creating yourself as the leader of the movement. What happens before you implement the first step? Before the first step, you're using mindset or strategy, but you're not seeing any results because you're not focused on the movement. You're not focused on the vision. You're not focused on your leadership skills, and you're not focused on how you can shift your identity, and you don't have the blueprint, right? So after the first point, you have a step-by-step identity shifting blueprint to become the person, right? Before you start creating your high ticket, this is the biggest thing that I've seen a break in people that have paid tons of money. And I've been in rooms where people have paid $1 million. Like, I'm sitting in this room and I'm like, whoa, this is $1 million room. And they come to me afterwards and they still weren't clear about how to shift their identity. So this is why their high ticket is not selling. This is why they don't have the strength to even let go of their corporate job, because they haven't shifted into new identity. They haven't created a badass blueprint that's going to help them keep going toward their vision, right? So this is the biggest block in step one that we are actually solving. Your money fluctuates, right? And you're inconsistent, thinking that your results or your high ticket clients or your book is somewhere outside of you, right? And now by implementing the first step, right, you're creating consistency because your identity is rooted in your $1 million movement leadership, and it's clear, right? Your emotions like fear are still running you, anger, sadness, you feel heaviness, confusion, right? And after implementing step one, you know 100% to how to work through your emotions, to understand this is bigger than you, right? You try to figure out what works by mimicking other people, but it doesn't work. And then after step one, you understand how to tune into the God frequency, your own divine path, and actually pave your own path, okay? Before step one, you hold space for everyone else but feel unseen. After step one, you feel seen, you feel held, you are anchored in your worth. What's up? Before step one, you allow for lots of money to come through and somehow it all disappears. After step one, you become deliberate with resources and diligent with your numbers. Before step one, you wake up overwhelmed, unsure how to move forward. After step one, you wake up lit up, grounded, and know exactly what to do every single day. Before step one, you've paid so much money for coaching and still no results. After step one, you know exactly, you're rooted, you're free, you understand yourself, you're shifted into a new identity, and now you sell to yourself the dream, stepping into leadership, and that's freedom. Before step one, you don't finish what you start. After step one, you become a finisher of everything that you start, right? And this is where it's found, inside of the love vortex. I call this is called the $1 million identity shift. And this is where you transform your relationship with money and you become magnetic and fully unleashed, right? You transform your relationship with money. You create a new identity shifting blueprint. You sell the new identity to yourself. You get clear on your message, your why, your what, why now, your $1 million mantra. You create that there from the book called Think and Grow Rich, right? You understand how to win the identity shifting game, and you learn how to focus 24/7, becoming the new identity from the inside out. You see how this is important, right? Before you start creating the bestseller, the high ticket, if you're clear on your vision, right? This is all about identity. So the identity that created your current life can't unlock your next one. what's up, right? So you want a quantum leap, but you're still asking how much is it instead of how can I move faster, right? So stop waiting to feel ready. Invest, because investing is what makes you ready. You've already paid more staying stuck than you will ever pay working with me, right? This is about going fast. This is about getting fast results, you guys, because the name of the game is results, right? So now from a place of creating your $1 million identity that's rooted in your vision, if you are unable to create it, this is what Oprah Winfrey says, if you're unable to create a vision that is so big that it scares you, right? That means your wounding is too deep. Your inner child wounds are way too deep, guys. So this is where we come in. Step one, we create this $1 million movement vision, right? Because God didn't give you this vision for no purpose. He gave you a vision because that's the desire of your heart, because he wants you to manifest that, right? You were born to lead, to ignite the movement, to embody your truth, to communicate it, to be wild and free, right? So this is about learning how to sell your movement to yourself, how to embody your new identity, how to alchemize your pain, how to get clear, feel it, smell it, touch it, that the thing you really want to happen has already happened, right? Standing with your book on that stage with the perfect people in the audience, the number you want to see in the bank account, the retreat center you want to see, the relationship, it's getting into the feeling state of it have already happened. Right? Because if you can feel your way into the fact that it already happened, then you're selling the movement vision to yourself. You're stepping into leadership. You let feelings navigate the ship, right? So what this looks like is confused, lost, unclear, unsure, to your vision is dialed in, fully lit up. You know why. You understand who your movement, the people you're meant to lead are. You have your own blueprint that you can communicate into a book that becomes a bestseller, into a brand that makes you unique, into high ticket offers. And when you are communicating this, the more you give people proximity to the power, which is you are the system, the more they pay because they get results faster. Yes? So this is what it looks like. The identity shifting blueprint is something we create within days working together. Okay, so I had this woman that came to me with a tragedy in her life, right? Her son passed away, was shot by a cop, and we found a way to light her soul on fire by coming up with innovative, your grief becomes your purpose, right? And creating these identity shifting steps before we created the book, which is in step 3, right? And then we shifted her focus from her tragedy to help others step into leadership after loss and create movements with their stories. Do you see how some people can let a tragedy bring them down? And it's okay. Grief is part of the process. All the emotions are. But some can use that to fuel the pain, to fuel their purpose and create the steps in this identity shifting first step, right? The steps that it would take to become the leader of this movement, helping other people after loss step into leadership and create movements with stories, to live a life bigger than themselves, to get on stages, to allow for people to feel, right, how to release and let go. So we came up with 4 steps together, and this is what helped her transform, right? The first step, what would it be? The initiation, right? Getting real about how you feel, what you're numbing down, where you're stuck, right? The second step, you don't believe your story matters, right? This is the reason why you haven't created a movement about it. You're not sharing it. Like the third step is creating the systems around being able to share that story, right? Multiple streams of income, frameworks. And then 4, to finally step into the leadership and creating a movement. So you see, like once she creates a blueprint like this from a higher self-identity, stepping into the leadership role, into the movement role, then this is going to drive not only her to succeed, to shift into the new identity of being on the stage with this bigger movement, but also help other people do the same, right? Help other people have the courage to do the same. Another example, when we create an identity shifting blueprint, this is for my client that wrote the book, The Quantum Queen, right? What are the 5 steps that you would use to step into the quantum queen, to become the quantum queen, the expansion, the church? Because if you start to see yourself as a temple, right, and your wisdom as an encyclopedia that somebody has access to, then you will start operating as such, right? So what will it take for somebody to become a quantum queen? Like if you think about it, it's big. So a vision, right? The first thing would be a vision, a bigger vision. The second thing is, what are the subconscious self-sabotaging blocks that we need to reprogram? The third step, like hyper-masculine, imbalance, lack of self-love. The first step, hungry for knowledge, self-love, and then getting into the leveling up, the next level. And then the fifth step would be being surrounded by the right community, right? So this is how it starts. It all starts with an identity shift, an idea that we do together that happens so fast because you start selling the idea and the dream to yourself through this identity shifting process. Okay, you create a movement, you start to think bigger, and the same things that you create in your own identity shift blueprint in the beginning, right? When we create a movement vision, is the same thing that helps you step into your power, into your movement, and the same thing that you help other people do this, because you are here on a journey to explain to people the journey that they can go on with you, but you're also stepping into the hero, you're also transforming. It's a never-ending type of work, right? And from this identity shift, higher self-identity, we create table of contents, and it's super easy, right? And this client was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. Dasha helped me remember that my blueprint, my book, my business is a sacred temple of expansion for myself and my soul tribe that are here to pay me to embody and level up too, right? So when you show up consistently with devotion to your purpose, right? It looks like God shows up for you and makes miracles happen to your life, in your life. But really, it's about becoming the frequency, right, of everything that you have prayed for, because you no longer understand that it's not selling. You're just being. You're letting other people join in the frequency and catch the fire, right? And these are the types of results. 300K in an elderly care business, and then $500,000 property, 41 acres on a lake. Right? These are the type of results. That was Vanessa. $2 million investment. Sama, right? Creating jobs. A woman going from $897 offer within 2 weeks selling 5K offers, right? Because the vision's clear. She understands the value. So if it comes through you, it's meant for you. So what it looks like before step 2, when we were talking about step 2 is about embodiment, right? Is about self-realization. If you don't have the embodiment, you don't have the self-realization tools, you can't hold the frequency of the result. Okay? And after you incorporate and you realize who you are, you remember who the fuck you are. Right? Before step 2, you let people and circumstances impact who you are. After step 2, you have a strong foundation and no one can F with you. Before step 2, you try to do what other people do and you don't experience results. After step 2, you trust your inner compass, and 100% guidance comes from inside of your own soul, 24/7, right? You act on your impulses, right? Before step 2, you let your subconscious stories, beliefs, patterns self-sabotage you in the present moment. After step 2, you become the transformation. And you invite people into the transformation party because you keep consistently being in the transmission, in the frequency. You're using the tools that I provide you with to become it. With the consistency. Before step 2, you're unaware of your soul's blueprint, right? The authenticity of who you are, your mission, your purpose, your uniqueness, and how to transform the root cause of why things don't work. So you feel unseen. But after step 2, you feel seen, you feel held, you are anchored in your worth, right? Before step 2, you're going to seminars, mimicking, copying, retreats, not working, going back to the same ways. After step 2, you no longer have FOMO. And you stay in your lane until you finish what you started. Because that's what's important to you. Before step 2, glimpses of success but inconsistent. After step 2, consistency, because you have the codex of remembrance of who you are and you are grounded in it every day. Before step 2, not using energy the right way, not knowing how to delegate. After step 2, you use your energy 100% right and you learn how to delegate. Before step 2, not rooted in your foundation. After step 2, fully rooted in who you are. Right? So this is about embodiment. It's about remembering, and it's about using the tools to remember that you're not here to chase. So you stop chasing and you start honoring your calling. It's about who you could be, right? It's not about who would pay me this amount when you're doing high ticket sales. It's about how much do I really value my freedom, my authenticity? How well can I communicate the value of what I'm offering? Because the offer is who you authentically are. Okay, your job is to communicate the value of the offer, because once people understand the value that you're offering and what it will, the cost of not taking your offer, not taking your divine soul's truth, not staying in your vibration, they're like, oh my God, take my money, right? So when your offer is so aligned, it's so electrifying, and you don't even care if people pay you. And you boldly speak your truth. The real cost of staying stuck, the real cost of not showing up, the real cost of not saying yes, that's when your dream clients say yes without hesitation, because it's no longer about selling. It's about standing in the frequency that people want to invest in. Cool? And inside the love vortex, you're feeling fully supported in this, in a course called 7-Figure Manifestation Secrets. This is the frequency embodiment. And this is where you go on a 7-week journey of every single day, know how to hold on your $1 million movement vision. It's about alignment. It's about quantum daily embodiment practices that keep you focused on a vision that is bigger than yourself 365 days a year. It's about emotional mastery, learning that the emotions are the key to success and how to ascend through the different emotional states, right? It's about rewriting and mastering your new story. It's about transforming the triggers. This is emotional alchemy, flow state, and discipline, surrender, about allowing yourself and detaching from specific outcomes. Can you see that there's new Hermetics meditations here? It's just, this is like an ask and you shall receive on steroids. And not only that, how many people like sometimes want to know exactly what to do every single day? So there's a planner, $1 Million Momentum Planner, that goes together with this course step by step. So it's like you know exactly what to do. And in the first 90 days, you're quantum leaping fast. So I want to reveal, we were talking about human design and Gene Keys as a path of self-realization. And I've done this for 5 years, and I'm obsessed with this because a lot of people don't understand that there are tools that we have right now that could help us understand and remember who we authentically are, right? Based on the position of our birth, a very specific moment, and prenatal. This is about astrology, astronomy, Kabbalah, tree of life, chakras, I Ching, biochemistry, quantum mechanics coming together to help you understand yourself. So that way you can be the business. So you can wake people up by understanding yourself. Because the more you understand yourself, the easier life becomes. So I love doing together a combination of human design and Gene Keys to help you remember your authenticity, to help you remember your truth, to help you remember how to create offers this way, to help you remember how to create a vision board this way. So human design is about experimentation, right? It's about how to use your energy the right way, how to work with other people's energies. It's about channels and gates, and you see that at the top right. Channels, gates. You see the defined right, the black and red. It's about masculine structure. And incarnation crosses. Human design actually tells you what your life purpose is. Whoa, based on your birth and prenatal. And Gene Keys is more about contemplation. It's about going deeper, right? Going in deeper into the shadows, into the what you need to do to actually transform, to go from the shadow to a gift. Contemplation, like spending time by yourself to self-realize, right? It's about shadows, gifts, the city, the essence. Is the feminine approach to flow. And Gene Keys has got 3 beautiful pathways, right? The one pathways is the 4 points, the 4 realizations, big realizations of your unique genius, the main genius. And that is the purpose sequence. And then you have the second sequence, which is the emotional sequence. It's about opening the heart, transforming, the 3 subtle bodies in 7-year cycles. And then it's about stepping into services prosperity. So it's a really deep level of self-realization. But these 2 studies, they go hand in hand to help self-realize. They help you understand what the position of the sun, right, meant when you were born. And how the sun is actually like your brand, right? It's the essence of who you are. And what it means to the position of the earth. It's how you ground, how you become stability, right? How the unconscious sun and the unconscious earth is actually embodiment tools. It's the way other people see you, and you learn how to see yourself now the way that other people see you. Like, these tools are just so amazing, and I was on crack and I created everything so a 5-year-old child can understand how to implement and understand their life purpose, how to self-realize, to remember who they are through the codes, the Gene Keys, and the human design. Okay, every single part of this human design and Jinkies is connected in this beautiful intrinsic self-realization path that I break down for you, so you can be in your zone of genius, so you can understand how to transform faster than anything I've experienced before. And from the self-realization comes the business, comes to understanding your definition, like what it means to be defined and undefined in certain places, and what words we can actually use in our marketing based on definition, right? So you can tailor your message, right, based on who you authentically are consistently, based on the point of your birth and point of pre-birth. Okay, so each area of the human design Jinkies, it explains how your energy moves through time, space, and how to communicate that energy to provide value for people through words. Okay, so you can authentically understand that this is who you are. For example, if you have a G center defined, you can help people with their life purpose because it's consistently who you are. Right? You have a consistent practice of self-love. You can help people with that. You can help people with brand identity. This is who you authentically are, with vision, with direction. Right? So every part of the body is deciphered. There are words for it. You can create high ticket offers out of it by knowing this is who you authentically are, because we came here to be the signal, to be the blinking light of authenticity, right, in our differentiated self, and how to and to understand how to embody our destiny, our design, prenatal, things that will come through us when we become who we authentically are, right? So it's about seeing your brand as the position of the sun, learning how to ground yourself, learning how to radiate your health from the body, right? Understanding how to become magnetic through your attraction. That's actually the position of the moon. How to understand your mental health between the ages of 14 and 21, how to understand your emotional health, how to transform that between the ages of 7 and 14, how to understand your love point between the ages of 0 and 7, and how to understand prenatal, right? And prenatal is so crazy because it is actually vocation, and that is the core wounding that we have. And everybody has a core wounding that they receive prenatal, and that is our greatest gift. And that is what we came here to communicate to everybody as the blinking light, right? Soul remembrance. So there's also a really cool chart like this that I really love deciphering for you, your leadership style, how to expand based on the Jupiter and Venus. There's a lot of beautiful information for transformation inside of these courses that I created for you that have been channeled. The Codex of Remembrance, what's up? Human Design, Life and Business Mastery. This is where you learn how to align by design. And not only that, you have a book that I have created called Human Design and Jinkies that a 5-year-old child could understand how to transform their life, how to understand their authenticity, like how to see themselves the way other people see them, how to sell the new identity to the self, how to create high ticket offers based on definition, how to align energetically with the brand that you are, right? How to work with the right energies to manifest, how marketing, messaging, positioning works in terms of your authenticity based on your birth and prenatal. What is your niche and how you are the niche, how you are the brand, to really see yourself from all avenues so you can remember, right? And be the change and be yourself. So as you can see, when you remember, this is much deeper than you just trying to do strategy, right? You remember the frequency, you remember the vibration, you remember who you are. Or these are all tools to help you remember to step into leadership, right? To stop selling people keychains, aka low ticket offers, because they're walking into a Ferrari, and what do they really want to do is buy the effing car, the Ferrari, right? But some of us sell low ticket offers, right? We think that we need to have a big email list and all these different people and a lot of followers, blah, blah, blah. You don't need any of that. You need alignment, because it doesn't matter how many people show up, right? You need alignment, and you need to communicate your offer in such a clear way that you're like, oh my God, I freaking want that. And that's how you command, and that's how you claim, 10K, 25K, 100K offers, by stacking on the value and showing people the cost of not taking action, not taking your energy, not buying your frequency, not buying the proximity, not hanging out with you, right? So this is about aligning embodiment, message, sales energy to serve at a much higher level, right? And these are the types of results that we have. Client Masha, walked in, wellness, $1,800 for 8 years, walked out within 3 weeks, 30K, 2 clients, right? I taught her, and you guys will see this inside of your training, how to go through a transformational process by asking people questions, right? And then presenting your offer. But first you gotta be juiced up about your offer, right? Jackson, we went through visioning process, clarity, right? Human design, jinkies, embodiment. And then we even took it a step further, and you can actually ask human design and jinkies, like you can put these screenshots of your own human design and jinkies, so cool, into ChatGPT. And inside of Dasha AI, the ChatGPT I created, we can actually get all the information about you and your offers, and then create high ticket offers and embodiment practices that explain you exactly who you are. And then I put it into a song, and you can sing along and remember who you are with your human design, with your jinkies, that also explains not only who you are, but how to position yourself, how to create high ticket offers, how to do the embodiment practices, what is every area of human design jinkies mean for you based on your authentic self, and how to transform to become the best version of yourself. Isn't that cool? I know. So he got 100K in the bank account from an investor after doing these practices, after learning to embody his highest self, right? Embody his truth and be the change, right? And then with the human design jinkies, to remember. Right? And then we had another 22-year-old within 3 weeks. She cleared all her debt. I think she had like $30,000 in debt. And then she was like, whoa, Dasha, I'm now having my own business. I'm in the construction. And all I did was listen to you, your human design jinkies. And I followed everything you were saying. And I remembered. And now I'm powerful. Cool? Can you see how valuable this is? So when value is realized, energy is exchanged. People don't pay for your time, right? They pay for clarity, they pay for confidence, and they pay for the transformation that your presence transmits. So your price isn't about hours or deliverables. It's about how deeply you're embodied in the frequency of the result that you're selling, right? Presentation, how you show up, positioning, how you're seen, energetics, how you hold your worth. They all have to be in alignment, and this is how money flows naturally, yeah? Because energy is always looking for a place to land. And when someone feels the frequency and the leadership, they want to invest not just in your product, but in who you are. Are you guys catching this? People want to invest in who you are so you continue your mission because you lit their fire. What's up?
The very first step in creating an offer is I want to make sure you are finding a level 10 opportunity. This is the reason why, okay? When I launched my first business, I created an offer. How to make potato guns. Woo, okay?
Remember, you gotta be in level 10 opportunity,
it's not making
guys.
a lot of money. It made me a little
Russell
bit of money,
Brunson's
right?
taught me a
Because
lot.
there are not that many people who want to learn how to make potato guns in the world, okay? I can work just as hard trying to dominate the potato gun market as I can the sales funnels market, same amount of energy and effort, but because that opportunity is bigger, I can make way more money doing it somewhere different, okay?
So you guys, opportunity, right? And positioning and learning what you're selling, because you're going to use the same type of energy, right? To sell low ticket offers that you would to selling big transformations. So what this looks like, this is what it looks like. So when you're going step 3, no money flowing. You're drowning in the noise of others. You're not clear on how to create high ticket offers, right? You don't have 10, 25K, 100K high ticket offers because you don't know how to present your value, right? After implementing step 3, create your own lane. You position yourself as the authority. You have a blueprint. You have a bestseller. You have no competition, right? Before, you're thinking the bestseller is for somebody who's 70 years old. You don't know how to get people to move into momentum, right? You're not sure how to write the book without writing, or think the book is optional. Like you keep putting off the desire of your heart to be a bestseller, to create a legacy, slowly dying inside, right? You're not sure how to communicate or get on stages to sell your offer. You're selling unfulfilled, you're feeling unfulfilled. You're not knowing how to connect your story with a system that changes lives fast. You're not sure how to position and present your offer and present the value so people throw their credit cards at you. What's up? After step 3, you create your own lane. Like I said, you have a blueprint, you have a bestseller, you have no competition. You're embodied in the value and you feel orgasmic when you're presenting. What's up? You're creating in minutes because you have your identity shift and you have a blueprint. You can create anything in minutes for any avenue that you're trying to market through. Your badass blueprint is the best path to identity shift and create money magic. What's up? You're taking risks, you're crushing it, right? Because you have a badass blueprint, and it makes presentations easy, bestseller easy, because you have this secret and you know how to arouse the desire. You know exactly how to share your story with systems and get paid. You are aligned, and people can feel the frequency before they see your offer, and they beg for your offer because you explain the value and the cost of not taking your offer. So the right people throw their credit cards at you without sales calls, right? Without presentations, looking at you and seeing how many times misspelling mistakes you have and still freaking loving it, right? So before step 3, you think sales is sleazy. After, you think sales is sacred service when you're speaking your soul. Before step 3, you think business is just a strategy. After, you understand business is a spirituality because you're waking people up. What's up? Before step 3, they say not enough sales. After, the real block is not owning the power of your story and not having a system that is easily communicating, right? Before step 3, they say my marketing isn't working. After step 3, alignment will always outperform algorithm. Before step 3, they say not enough cash flow. After step 3, not knowing how to quantum leap. It's not a linear path. Before step 3, I'm lost in the crowd. After step 3, I'm embodied in my truth. You become the center of the tornado. What's up? You stand out. Before step 3, you try to figure it out alone. After step 3, wisdom multiplies when you are held in a sacred container with guidance. Before step 3, you fight competition. After, competition dissolves when you activate your originality. You're in a lane of one, baby. Before step 3, chase leads. After step 3, magnetic, right? You don't chase, you attract. And the next step is we have a course for that, transmission, bestseller in 3 hours, and this beautiful ebook called $1 Million Book Blueprint. Everything that I've learned over the last 25 years about high ticket offers and how to create the right book to help you create high ticket offers, to understand your blueprint, to understand how to communicate to your community, to understand the ascension process, to understand the $1 million discovery process through questions, to understand how to create a masterclass and do one-to-many sales presentation, how to do quantum leaps, how to do a challenge. Everything that I've learned, I put together in this course, in this book, so you can literally write a book without writing. You channel it from your soul, and you can see lots of examples in this course because I've done this for so many years, lots of live demos. You're going to get lots of great ideas on how to transcribe, how to record your book, how to reuse these videos or audios, how to put it into a presentation system, how to become your most authentic self, because a book is the greatest accountability tool in the world. Okay, you learn how to trust your first draft. You turn your struggles into strengths. Right, all the softwares and how to use ChatGPT and how to transcribe and how to create a kick-ass cover and how to create amazing visuals, all in here in this course, right? And how to stay focused until you become a finisher. Super valuable, right? Years. So your book is not just a project, it is a new identity. Because you're not just writing words, you're stepping into a journey with the perfect soul-aligned clients who are excited that you're finally stepping up, communicating, creating your identity. The book is the wrapper. This is the identity shift. This is your legacy. This is your movement. This is your method. And as you guys can see, Maggie had her book channeled within 45 minutes, 18 chapters. What's up? It happens that fast when you're working with the right person. Himanshu, also, you guys will see a testimonial at the end. We had his book done within the first 30 days, pretty much 95% complete. And we only met once or twice a week. It's about the identity shift and saying yes to your movement. This is the moment, baby. And I have tons of bestseller testimonials of people whose books were channeled, transcribed, and how fun this process is. And this is your call, to say yes. And then the last step, the 4th step, right? This is a one-stop shop for all entrepreneurship needs. Before 4th step, you're burnt out because you have one-to-one calls, you have no system. After step 4, juicy, because you're scaling with tech that is done for you. Before step 4, you're drowning in tech overwhelm. After step 4, we set you up with the freedom funnel so you can stay in your zone of genius, right? Before step 4, no team doing tasks that you're not good at, after step 4, teaching you how to use AI, automate, get yourself an assistant for $8 an hour from the Philippines, and replace systems with struggle. This is the anti-hustle area. This is about freedom funnels, automations, AI. Before step 4, they say not enough cash flow. After step 4, knowing how to quantum leap. It's not linear, right? Lost in the crowd, try to figure it out alone. You're embodied in your truth. Your wisdom multiplies because you're working with the right people. Yes? So high ticket offers, guys, it's your soul aligned strategy for transformational leadership. Yes? And this is inside the vortex called Sell 10K Plus High Ticket Offers. What's up? Everything you need to help you and your clients to understand how to communicate value, the psychology of buyers, right? How to become magnetic with clarity, how to fall in love with sales, how to see sales as service, how to see sales as sex because it's sexy, and creating sexy magnetic offers. And here you can also see all of the presentation skills that I've acquired throughout the years, because we also submitted how to create these presentations inside of this course, how to create it in Canva, how to present it in a juicy way, how to start with the end in mind, and then work through the whole presentation. So this is the quantum leap moment, and this is the quantum leap flow. I used to do it the hard way, felt invisible, until I led with frequency, right? With a blueprint, with a momentum book, right? And I stopped chasing and I started attracting by becoming the truth and selling through masterclasses, selling through books, selling through ads. And this is what you can expect when we implement the 4th step, right? She set up 2 landing pages with my high ticket offer and had my CRM completely set up, collecting nurturing leads automatically, right? This guy had 3 books that he just channeled into his phone that we turned into actual real products and then high ticket offers, right? Book systems genius. It's about turning small, low ticket offers, like showing up to this presentation or selling a small product, and ascending people naturally. Right? When you help people ascend, it's like you are understanding the struggles that they're going on inside of them and giving them the solution. Right? It's about systems replacing struggles. It's about a CRM that does the work for you. It's time to give the tech to the pros and you to stay in your zone of genius. And I have a little extra course called Sex Magic for all of those that want to transform through the body and understand how to embody sensuality as a superpower. This all comes with this, and learn how to communicate your needs and manifest through intimacy, which is sex magic, how to dream of the perfect relationship, how to become that person, right? The power of asking for your desires, the power of sex magic to amplify your manifestations. So you could piece together everything I talked about today, 10 to 20 hour day, 10 to 20 years, 15-hour days, or you could collapse time and we can go fast and in 90 days achieve big results. So the old ways, people that go the long route, feeling stuck, burnt out, coaching programs that last a long time, we do it the quantum way, right? In the first 90 days, we have your blueprint done, right? We channel your bestseller, it's done. We clarify your message. We have your system dialed in. We design your 25K plus offers. We launch the magnetic system and the brand so you can be aligned and get paid. In the first 2 to 4 weeks, you will start getting paid for your soul's truth. What's up? This is only for people that want to go fast. And everything is based on human design and gene keys and selling one-to-many in master classes, right? But the sad truth is there are 3 kinds of people in the room, whether you're watching me live right now, what's up, on social medias, here in the room, or you're watching the replay, right? 80% of people are wannabes. You know who you are, right? Still waiting on the perfect time, afraid to take the leap. 15% are one-day bees. They know that they're called to something greater, right? But they're too afraid. Doubt. And 5% are like, whoa, this is my motherfucking year. I want to crush it and I'm ready now. I can't fucking sleep anymore because the song of my heart is like, oh my God, I need to serve. I need to play bigger. I need to say yes. I need to take the risk. This is for you. You feel the fire and you're ready to play. And this is the answer. So today, as you're watching this, I want you to make a commitment to your spiritual calling. This is your initiation. Because your soul showed up for this and your mind is still catching up. So decide today that you're stepping into leadership by having your own badass blueprint, by becoming a best-selling author, whatever your dream now is, that you're going to trust your heart and do it, and sign the screen. And I'm not watching you, but this is with you and God. Right? Sign it. Make a commitment to answer the call. So the number one enemy, when we're wrapping up here, the number one enemy of success is delay. Right? Delay is trauma response dressed up as logic. Delay is trauma response dressed up as logic. What's up? Delay is the dream killer disguised as getting ready to be ready. So clarity does not come from thinking, it comes from doing. Okay, every moment you wait is a moment that your dream client does not get served. So every time you hesitate, you hand the microphone over to fear. So ready to move, let's go. Or are you still asking or waiting for permission? Remember, every week you wait, every month you sit on your story, right? Every time you say, I'll think about it, what's the real cost? What's the real expense? Is missed clients. You muffled your voice, you lost your alignment. And the scariest part, you don't even realize how much it's costing you until you finally fucking leap. And I am saying this with all the love in my heart so you can finally wake the F up. Cheap energy can't carry a big vision. Cheap energy, those of you that are all talking about let's trade this, let's trade that, cheap energy can't carry a big vision. So let's be real. You say you want 25K plus clients, right? You want to become a bestseller. You want your books. You want to be booked up on stages, but you flinch at investing in yourself. Now that's an energetic mismatch, because big vision requires big energy. And if you want to lead, you can't bring discount energy to your divine mission. Okay? And you already know this. What's up? You've already paid more staying stuck than you will ever working with me. You've paid in time, in confusion, second guessing, half-built offerings, right? Underpricing your brilliance. So let's stop these invoices from coming in and let's build something that can pay you back for life by you becoming who you authentically are and demonstrating your truth and always being unapologetic and serving at the highest possible level you can. Yeah, so how many people you know that want to do the thing or try to do the thing, but they don't become the person, right? And that's why they don't get results. And it's not about more action. It's about emotional mastery. It's about inner alignment, right? It's about embodying the version of yourself that already has the thing, that has stepped into the vision, that has decided to take up more space, right? So you got to stop spinning your wheels and allow for somebody to help you. You got to start becoming the version of you that gets the results. You got to say yes and actually become a finisher. And I love this story, you guys. It was about a man who was sitting on top of a religious man who was sitting on top of a roof. Okay? And this guy was praying to God to come save him. But there was a flood happening and the water was rising and he was sitting on top of the house and there was a boat that came by. And they said, hey, come here. Come, jump, get on. And he said, nope. Then a helicopter came. And he was like, get on. Come on, grab my hand, man. I got you. Grab this rope. He said, nope. Then the water rises. The man dies in the flood. He comes face to face with God. If you want to imagine a white bearded man, you can. He comes face to face with God and he says, God, why didn't you save me? And he says, I sent you a boat. I sent you a helicopter. So how many of you right now know that there's somebody around you that's got the answers to help you tune into God frequency, your $1 million identity, create a badass blueprint, but you're too scared to say yes? Let this right now be your wake-up call to finally say yes to your dreams. Yeah, to finally say yes to your bigness. right? Because from a blueprint, everything else happens. And this is what it looks like in the first 90 days, you guys. In week 1, 2, you will receive my 4 books, right? The Human Design Gene Keys Playbook, the $1 Million Momentum Planner, the $1 Million Book Blueprint, the Awakening Love Through Psychedelic Integration, the Girl with a Tattoo. You'll receive the books. You'll receive the access to the love vortex. You'll start getting automations that are going to come directly to your phone. We'll dial in a vision together for your high ticket offers. You understand who you are, how to tune into the frequency of it. We'll dial in a vision of you on a stage, what your movement is. We'll create a blueprint for the higher self identity that is going to turn into a bestseller. In week 1, week 2, you'll walk away with your vision completely clear, lit up, orgasmic. You'll know exactly what to do every single day to achieve your vision in the first 90 days. In week 3, 4, your blueprint's dialed in. Your book is going to be channeled and done, transcribed. Your masterclass presentation where you deliver your offer is going to be prepared and ready to go, because by the end of the first month of working together, you're going to be live with your own masterclasses delivering your message, or on a live stage, wherever you feel in line where your people are at, with your book launched. So in the first month, you will be ready to rock stages and attracting your like-minded tribe and knowing exactly how to communicate this, your system, your badass blueprint, your offering, your God's gift to the world, so people can have the opportunity to say yes to their dream through you. By week 5, 6, you'll be running masterclasses. Your book is done. It will be published. By week 7, 8, we're doing embodiment practices, right? Working more on the positioning and the energetics to keep running the play, so we start attracting the right people to you. Week 9, 10, you fall in love with sales. You understand it's orgasmic. It is service. It's your divine gift that you're delivering to people. And if you don't, they're going to freaking go and pay for rehab and other people's systems that are probably not as good as you and all this other crap, right? So you fall in love with selling the truth. You separate yourself from the sales, understanding you're selling a system, you're selling a blueprint of transformation. You learn how to present the value. You present everything step by step, so that nobody that walks away from your presentation parties thinks that you're doing one thing and not understand everything that you're actually helping people with. Right? By week 11, we scale your systems by implementing the freedom funnels. So we take the tech work away from you. We help you set up the tech when it comes to the masterclass to easily deliver the book when somebody either buys it online, to help you ascend, to get into phone calls with customers using AI. So we have the systems. We can put that into your business super easy. But obviously you need the stuff that happens ahead. Before that, you got to be lit up about your movement. You got to understand how to shift your identity. Like, all these things are happening before you have your system dialed in. Okay, week 12, 13, embodiment, running masterclasses, creating collaborations, and understanding how to build a community. Woo! And then for the rest of the year, 365 days, you're still going to get automations from all of these beautiful courses that I just showed you straight to your phone every single day. So if you're unable to log in, we want you to stay in the vortex. We want you to stay in the love, stay in this frequency, because this is the energy that makes all the things happen. So this is going to automatically keep going to your phone. So the first 90 days is an explosion where you get a lot of stuff done, dialed in, and then 365 days you keep running the play and embodiment. But you have your high ticket done, your masterclass set up, your automations dialed in, your bestseller submitted, so it's on Amazon. Everything is set up and ready to go, and you're running the play the first 90 days, and then you're just embodying. Cool? So this is what it looks like when you step into the quantum shift and the $1 million identity, God frequency. The first 90 days, we do that identity shift and movement vision, right? We dream it. We create that identity shift. We transform relationship with money by making money the lover. We tune into the $1 million movement vision, and we make it clear and orgasmic, literally in every area of your life. We do the embodiment practices, right? Step 2, the self-realization and remembrance, the 7-figure manifesting secrets, and you get the planner, and you know exactly what to do every single day. We get human design and Gene Keys mastery, right? And you got the playbook to help you self self-realize and remember who you are. And so you then can do the certified Gene Keys Soul Blueprint reader certification with me if you're interested in also doing soul alignment readings for other people as well as yourself. You'll receive the Girl Buddha Psychedelic Integration Awakening book. This is where you see how I became it, how I became the energy, and how you can too. Then you become the bestseller. Like the third step is actually building like your bestseller, your brand, your business. And that's the bestseller in 3 hours that I talked about with the $1 Million Book Blueprint. And the course, the other course is Sell 10K plus high ticket offers with Soul and Strategy. And then lastly, the fourth step is you scale it. Right? We scale with AI, automations, fall in love with sales, and there's also a bonus in there that helps you create your vision. All of this together, you guys, it's $104,988, but really it's over $1 million worth of value. So, and when we get on a phone call, we'll talk about where you're at and authentically help you shift. So when you're booking a call right now by going to storytomillions.com/VIP, you will receive access to these 4 beautiful documents. And I want you to fill those up before you get on a call with me. And I don't want you to get a call longer than 3 days out because you're in the energy right now. So everybody who's here right now, who's watching the replay, you only have 3 days to book this call, and I want you to come ready with your vision dial. Then you'll have access to all these templates inside of Canva. This is something that happens fast. This is for people that have been sitting on their calling and have been wanting to say yes for the longest time, and this is the fucking fire, and this is the moment that they finally say yes because I'm showing up here, because you feel the energy. I only have 44 spots for this right now, so get your call. Let's see how fast you want to go. Let's see if you're a good fit for this program, because this is for people that want to quantum leap and make things happen fast, get on stages, be fully expressed, be of service, enroll high ticket clients, and just live every single day. Remembering that this is heaven on earth, in living in a fucking playful state and showing up full out, knowing exactly what they're doing to allow for the abundance to come through. Cool? So go ahead and apply. Thank you for being here. storytomillions.com/VIP. This is the moment, you know? This is the moment you have been waiting for. Does anybody have any questions? If you do have questions, actually, I have to get rocking. Please email them to my team. Thank you so much for being here. I am ready to help you shift, level up, and become the greatest version of yourself. So thank you all for being here, and have the best day ever. Bye.